G'day, Stu from UAVfutures here, and today, get set to get stunned. I'm excited, and if you've been watching the channel for a while, you will know when I go back, well, I've already shot this whole video, when I go back and I reshoot an intro after flying the drone around, that's where something special happened, and that's exactly what happened when I was flying around this craft. You can see it's taken absolute beating, the GoPro mount has snapped off. What this is the part 1 review of Diatone's Meaty Boy. You can see the part 1 little link should pop up there. I mean, you should see the part 2. This is the part 1 where we're going to put on the bench, look at the text and the specs, and the reason this is special, I'm going to say this is better than the Hawk 5. That was from Emax. That was about 6 months ago for the $220 mark. This is now the new king of cheap bind and flies, and this thing is incredible. You actually see the flight footage and Cal's face and the speed gun, all that sort of stuff in the part 2. Can you do a punch for us? Wait till I'm okay, it's gone. This is the part 1 where we put it on the bench, break it down, look at the text and the specs, and it's going to be interesting because when I did that was my first impressions, my analysis you're about to see in a minute, and that was before I'd flown the thing, and now after I've flown it, that's why I'm back here talking to you guys, letting you know just how special. I mean, the motors on this thing, check this out, 2308, the most ridiculous, chunky, meaty motors you have ever seen. Now, of course, there is going to be some controversy, and I know that Hawk 5 has a lot of big fans out there, but remember, that is 6 months ago, and yes, that got amazing scores, but time has passed, technology's improved. It's the new king on the block, and I can't wait to show it to you. So if you want to pick up a drone, you want something that's strong, fast, reliable, well, just get ready to get excited because I've got something special to show you, and in the part 2, it's like nothing you have ever seen before. But enough rambling, let's stick it on the bench and get started with the part 1 review of the Meaty Boy M540, whatever it is. It's linked down below. Let me know if it's out of stock as well at the moment because I'm not too sure how long before these things sell out. Awesome drone. Stick it on the bench, get started in 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, here it is on the bench, the monster itself, and the M540 doing a little bit of a dance here. But first things first, check this out. I want to stick it on the scales. Let's tear this off, and my other scales have a flat battery, but this will still do. The weight of this thing, it's coming in at 355 grams. So for a racer, that's pretty heavy. And the reason for that is these motors, which we'll talk about in a little bit, are devastatingly massive. It's definitely very, very weighty with some very, very thick carbon. But as an overview, what this is, it's a bind and fly race you take out of the box. It's got all the mod cons, smart audio, big capacitors, all that sort of stuff. And finally, I put a little GoPro holder on here. But you take it out of the box, rip it around. But the big one for this, it's a 6S racing beast, which means if you're jumping in 6S, you get some better efficiency, and it's a trend that's debating in our hobby. A lot of people prefer 6S for the longer flight times, less voltage sag. It definitely does have some advantages, but also if you've got a whole heap of 4S batteries, you don't want to have to go out and buy some 6S as well. But that's what this is. It's going after the 6S market as a bind and fly. Now, what we should do, let's go through some of the components. We're going to start at the outside in, work our way towards the middle, get my UAVfutures chopstick ready, and starting here, you do get some, I got some wind dancers with mine as well, but I don't know why they sent those. Look, this is just a prototype version, but for a racer, these are probably they're very, very smooth, nice props, but probably some of the worst props when it comes to max speed, all that sort of stuff. So I'll probably change those out for the speed run. But what we've got on the outside is these motors right here, 2308 and 1950 kV. So this is designed for 6S, like I keep mentioning, an absolutely huge stator, huge motor, and you do feel it in the weight. And that relatively, you'd think it was a low kV at 1900, but I'm going to say on a 6S, 1950 is actually quite a high kV for a 6S. So we should be getting some extreme speeds, I hope. But also, I do think it's going to punish your battery spinning such a large motor around. It's definitely going to suck down the juice, and you can see just how thick these motor wires are as well. I don't know if that is a little bit of overkill. Now, the other cool feature about this frame is, look how thick this is. You're getting some 6mm arms there, so trying to break this is going to be an absolute mission, but they need to be thick because you've got so much extra weight on the arms, and it's going to be interesting in the flight characteristics. Is it going to feel less snappy? What's it going to feel like? Is it going to need a bit of a tune, or have they done the right job? Because when you're throwing this thing around and having to stop it dead still with this much weight moving around a centered axis, it's going to be It's going to be interesting to say the least. Now, moving towards the middle, one of the stars of the show, and I'll push some pictures on the screen. We've got our Mamba 4-in-1 40 amp ESC. Absolutely crazy there, and they used to have them in the past, but apparently they've gone back to the drawing board, fix it up, come back with these 4-in-1, so that's really cool. We've got a F4 flight controller, Betaflight, OSD, all the sort of usual stuff. Now, huge capacitor on the back to help reduce some of the noise that maybe these motors are including, and look at the size of the wires on there. That's kind of insane as well. And now the next part, I don't know how Diatone keeps doing this or what their relationship with TBS is, but apparently they keep using Unify, so that's what it says. We've got our Unify in the top, smart audio, all that sort of jazz, run cam camera at the front, a little sort of brace at the back for our antenna that goes on. You just get a dodgy stick antenna, well not dodgy, but a little dipole, so I've got a little on-way antenna that comes with it, some Velcro straps, all that sort of jazz, yada yada yada, lock nuts, and then that's about it. Now moving on to the design of the thing, and I'm going to say this is where I can talk about the frame a little bit more. I do like the 4 individual arms, and that's important, especially on this one. They are very, very thick, but with these heavy motors, I do wonder how's it going to hold up in crashes. It's probably going to be fine because we have such thick carbon. Very, very strong, good camera protection unless you get unlucky and clip a flag right there. I like the components that they've put in, and this cage part right here, it seems to be the stock standard that Diatone has been using for a very long time. Now, I don't know if this part is going to change. If I can, does that go through? No, that simply clicks on here. Hopefully I can. Okay, I can't get it off in this part, but what that is, that's a little part for your GoPro, so you can put that on there, but I don't think it's really steep enough because for me, it's kind of on a very, very low angle, so I'm going to need a bit more tilt when it comes to my GoPro, so I have to put a special little mount in there. Be nice if they gave you some different options as well. And then this is where we can move on, talk about the quality of the thing. And like Diatone stuff, I'm going to say 7.5, 8 out of 10. It's definitely not the best there is. It's not like a custom build from Catalyst or from Armaton or Sabotage RC or Korea Ria. They make some of the most beautiful stuff. But it is just a cheap bind and fly. So for that, I guess it's probably what I would expect. You've got some cool components in here. So, you know, the quality of the components is probably going to go very, very well. It's just the build quality that, look, it's not bad, but it's not the best you have ever seen. It's just, I guess, what I would say is industry standard for these cheaper, you know, bind and flies. And then the final part of the design, you can see it's a stretch deck, so it should have some great authority in that forward access, and that seems to be what most racers prefer, so it definitely is going after the racer side of things. That brings us on to the pros and the cons. We'll get some of the cons out of the way first, and for me what it is if you only have 4S batteries at home, this doesn't make much sense to jump in, pull the pin on this, because then you're just going to have to get some 6S batteries as well. But that, you know, that's kind of not this craft's problem, that's more of like the pilots who are buying this problem, or the people who are already flying. That might be interesting. I'm going to interrupt here, interject and say, look, that was my assumption, but I was flat out wrong on that one. If you're putting this thing on a 4S battery, it is still an absolute rocket, and you're definitely going to see a lot more of that in the part 2. We hit it with the 6S, the 5S, and also the 4S. So you're going to see no matter what battery you put on this thing, it's going to have more power and precision than 99% of the pilots out there are going to be used to. So definitely don't worry. Even if you pick this thing up on 4S, you're still in for an amazing surprise. But if you want to get into racing, you take it seriously and you want a rig that is going to be using 6S, and a lot of racers are using 6S at, a lot of racers are using 6S at the races. That's difficult to say that 10 times quick. You know, this might be a good option if you just want to experiment with it. You can take it out of the box, it's going to work well, you can fly it around, have a good time. Very, very robust, some ridiculous monster size motors, that's very cool, and the price is also very, very good. But the other one, you know, the weight is a little bit heavier, and for a racer, that's not really what you're going after. You're trying to get the highest thrust to weight ratio, and these motors, you're paying for it with that extra weight. But I can't wait to see how it actually flies around in the part 2, because I've never seen motors quite like this. I know I keep saying it, but it's very, very interesting. These Diatone Sunny Sky sort of branded motors, it's going to be great to see how they go, see what they do to my battery. So that's where we should go out and have some fun in the part 2 video. Alrighty, so there it is. There's my part 1 review of the M540 from Diatone, and overall I'm kind of on the fence. I mean, it is a huge racer, but I know not everyone wants to jump in and get some 6S batteries. I guess I'm going to hold my judgment a little bit. We'll wait for the part 2, see how it flies around, see what it's like with the speed gun, and what is it going to actually do to my batteries, because I have never seen a motor quite as large as this on a racing drone. But very, very cool. If you're jumping in, you want to get into 6S, and I do feel like there are some efficiency advantages there. You want want to get into 6S, something like this is probably one of your better options, or maybe one of your only options when it comes to a bind and fly 6S sort of rig. I like how it's stretched X, I like the stack they've got in here, you know, the Mamba ESC, 40 amp ESCs, the stuff in here is all pretty high end, and the price is really not too killer as well. I mean, it's relative, so I think it's about $220. I think check the link down below. But at the time of this, for $220, you can't really complain too much. So if it performs well, I definitely think a lot of people are going to be happy, especially if they're after 6S. But that's where we should stick to the part 2. Let's go check that out now. So the link should be up there in the description, somewhere like that, or maybe it's uploading as you're watching this if you're watching this very, very early. But it should be out, so go watch that. Definitely subscribe for more FPV related content. What do you think about it? I'm glad that they've fixed some of the things up. I didn't like the individual Mamba ESCs, but now that they've got it in here, I can't wait to test this board out. What do you think? All that other stuff, and as always, happy flying! Alrighty, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel and check out these videos. And I'm also going to leave a little link here to my Patreon page, because I've got some fantastic Patreon supporters and I like to give back to them as well. So if you want to join the UAVfutures family, there's things like bonus Velcro straps, little bundles of FPV goodies and things like that that also get sent out. Anyway, happy flying!